Dalszą część rozmowy poprowadzi pan Mariusz Szczygłem, zapraszam, z panem Marcusem Muchą również zapraszam.
Ta pana praciocia na banknocie świadczy o tym, że Alfons Mucha rzeczywiście bardzo stawiał na rodzinę, to znaczy myślał o rodzinie. Czy moglibyśmy o waszej rodzinie troszkę państwu opowiedzieć? Bo tak, syn Alfonsa Muchy był korespondentem wojennym, dziennikarzem, pisarzem. Potem był sądzony w stalinowskiej Czechosłowacji za szpiegostwo, bo oczywiście, ponieważ w czasie II wojny światowej działał na Zachodzie, no to musiał być szpiegiem. Potem był zrehabilitowany. Potem jego syn był bankierem, John Mucha, tak, bankowcem. No i pan scenarzysta i producent filmowy. Może pan przybliżyć troszkę historię waszej rodziny?
Well, I think that all families have these histories, and I think all families have rich histories, and we're just lucky that because my great-grandfather was the originator of this important artistic movement, we just have more of a record on it. But yeah, we are an artistic family, and I think that's why I was successful in Hollywood as a producer, is that we understand artists, we spend time with artists, we're able to communicate with artists. And I think also for Alfons, I mean, his family roots were so important to him. And after you see this beautiful exhibition here in Warsaw, I hope you will also come, like Mariusz did last week, to come and see our beautiful new Muchy Museum in the Sovereign Palace in the heart of Prague. And when you walk into that museum, the first thing you see is our family portraits, some of which have never been seen before. And if you look at the love with which my great-grandfather portrayed his daughter, with which he portrayed his son, it's something very special. I think also that for us, our family has been aware since Alfons's time that the heritage that we have is important not just as Czech heritage, but in terms of the heritage of the world. And Alfons made a success in his career by understanding that it's strong women who make the world go around. And if you look at the women in his pictures, they are strong, independent women who do not rely on a male gaze for their empowerment. And in our family as well, it's the strong women of our family who have protected Mucha's work. And so people talk about my grandfather being a writer, or my father being a banker, or me being a film producer, but it's the strong women that we have working alongside us. My great-grandmother and my grandmother who protected the collection through the darkest days of the 20th century. My mother who did all of the real work of the foundation when it was established in 1992. And I think that it's really important to us that it's not just the artist, it's the family around him that makes this cultural achievement.
Z tego co czytałem, to willa Muchy, rodzinna willa, bardzo piękna, została znacjonalizowana, ale udało się ochronić pracę Alfonsa Muchy i one były cały czas przechowywane w mieszkaniu, które użyczyła praska kuria. To znaczy, państwo wiedzą, jesteśmy w Polsce, to wiemy, co to jest kuria. I czy to było to mieszkanie, w którym mieszkał potem syn Muchy, czyli Jerzy Mucha, to sławne mieszkanie na Kapczanach, tak?
That's right, yeah. So it's still my father's house in Prague. And what happened was that the communists, when they came to power, they decided the area where Alfons was living was going to be the new diplomatic quarter. And an ambassador of another country decided that they wanted this Alfons's house as their private residence. So our family was turned out into the street, and the communists did not value Mucha's work. They thought it was decadent and bourgeois, and so all of the artworks were thrown out.
Przyczynił się Mucha do demokratyzacji sztuki i to, że zezwalał i tworzył litografie, które każdy mógł sobie kupić i powiesić, bo to była, prawda, kopia, to, że pozwalał na seryjność, no to oznacza, że chciał, żeby ta sztuka trafiła do każdego, kto tylko ma na to ochotę.
That's right. He said, I never wanted my art to be for the salons of the elite, but for everybody.
Zdaje się, że Mucha mówił, że kto ma w domu jedno dzieło sztuki, to jest szczęśliwszy, tak?
That's right. That's right. When he was printing his decorative panels that you can see on the walls around you here, his printer, and they wanted to publish them on silk and on expensive papers. But Muchy he was happy to do that, but he also insisted that they get printed on cheaper papers as well, so that regular people as well could have them, not just the wealthier people. And it was because he thought that if you had his work in your house, it would make you happier. If you're happier, you would be kinder. And if enough of us were kinder to each other, then the world would be a better place. And we try to do that as well. We want that when people come to our exhibitions and they take home a souvenir, we are very, very thorough in making sure that the quality of the souvenirs is really excellent and is consistent with the quality of the print and the colours that Muchy would have wanted. We don't want people to buy something and then throw it out.
Przejdźmy teraz do tego, co w Warszawie dzisiaj. Wystawa immersyjna. Jakie pan ma emocje związane z tą wystawą i czy w ogóle są jakieś emocje?
I love this exhibition and I'm very proud of the work that our team and our partners at the Grand Palais Immersive did to create what I think is a really special immersive exhibition. For us, it's really important that when we were creating an immersive exhibition, that we want it to be delightful and that we want it to be spectacular, but we also wanted to maintain a very strong educational editorial line. And we were delighted that we found partners at the Grand Palais who shared this vision and that we were able to create something that is very special, that you see it and you're swept away with emotion, but also you can't come away from it learning more about Muchy, and I hope more about his philosophy and how he wanted to interact with the world. And I think that one of the things we try to do in all our activities is to follow my great-grandfather's own philosophy. And not many people know that he was fascinated by cutting-edge science. And so the Lumiere brothers, before they had their public demonstration of cinema technology, they had experiments in Muchy's studio. Or that when Muchy went to Chicago, he went to the patent office to try to patent a technology that would create a magic lantern around you which would have moving images. So very similar to the immersive technology that we see here today, but in an earlier form. And so he was an artist who was a pioneering early photographer and who always used the most cutting-edge tools in his artistic practice. And so we try to do the same and to use technologies such as immersive technology to share his work and his vision with audiences who might not come to traditional art exhibitions.
Prawdopodobnie uznałby, że to jest kolejny, że tak powiem, akt demokratyzacji sztuki.
Absolutely, it's a way that we can put his art into spaces without having to move the actual original objects and to make it available to more people at the same time. And that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted his art to be for everybody and he wanted his message to be spread as widely as possible.